Swinetech was founded by Matthew Rhoda with a mission to stop the number of piglets that are laid on and crushed by their mothers each year. Swinetech is currently working on 2 separate projects. Their first project is Echo, which is a technologically advanced product that is going to stop the mother pigs from killing their piglets. In order to raise capital for this product, however, Swinetech has created the Rattle Cup. This cup helps farmers move their piglets across the farm both safely and effectively. Based on the market research that we will later discuss, we recommend that Swinetech generates capital in other ways, such as creating a product that is more tech-based or just seeking out other investors. However, if Swinetech does decide to move forward with their Rattle Cup idea, we suggest that they distribute the rattle to stores.
So the main problem that Swinetech is seeking to solve with their Rattle Cup is how to effectively and humanely move piglets. Piglets are often needed to be moved from different pens for day-to-day management, and according to Swinetech, if the farmers pick up the piglets or try to move them with their hands or with their feet, it will cause joint damage to them. So many farmers have resorted to using rattles or shakers to generate sounds to frighten the piglets and cause them to move. However, according to Swinetech, the piglets eventually become tone deaf to the sound and they are unable to be moved. So the solution that Swinetech proposed is to use a shaker that will make noise and scare the pigs into moving. So it could make 2 different sounds so that farmers could switch between the sounds, and this would cause less stress on the farmers and the piglets in having to move them, and cause the farmers to waste less time by moving each piglet one at a time.
So as we just heard, Swinetech believes the problem of moving piglets across the farm, especially in regards to them becoming tone deaf, is a problem that needs to be solved. Unfortunately for Swinetech, there are competitors in the market currently who are trying to solve the same problem. The main competitor, the direct competition of Swinetech, comes from cane manufacturing. The cane manufacturing Rattle Cup is actually the inspiration for Swinetech's Rattle Cup. The only difference is Swinetech's Rattle Cup doesn't have the sound, or the cane cup, doesn't have the sound differential that Swinetech's does. Now, cane also produces the Rattle Paddle, which has the same features, but it can also move pigs manually since it is a paddle. Some indirect competition comes from the hog flapper, which can be struck against objects to make sounds at different paces depending on the user. Now, the hog flapper can also be used for other animals as well, making it more multi-purpose. Lastly, we have the hog shock, a classic way of moving hogs, although it is considered somewhat inhumane and in a distinctly different price range.
According to the USDA Department of Agriculture, there are an estimated 21,687 U.S. farms that are solely devoted to pig and hog and pig productions. The top 3 states being Iowa, North Carolina, and Minnesota, with the top 7 states being right here in the Midwest. Target customers for retail, we contacted 2 hog farmers to see if they would ever be willing to purchase a product like this to help move their piglets. For wholesale, we contacted 3 wholesale stores to see if they had these products on the shelves and what their sales were like. As said earlier, we found cane manufacturing that they produce the paddle, the cup, and the panels that all pretty much do the same exact thing. And similar products are selling anywhere from $12 to $20, depending where they are and where you find them, online, in stores. It really depends.
So what do some of those local farmers that we spoke to say? Terry Johnson and Thom are both local farmers of West Branch, Iowa, and they both agreed that it's not something that they need. They make noise by clapping their hands or using coffee cans as means to move their piglets. Thom also stated that if piglets are going tone deaf, it's because farmers are shaking the can too much. They really just need to shake it a couple times to scare the piglets, and then the piglets will not become tone deaf. Dr. Alan Byers is a local veterinarian in West Branch, Iowa as well. He says that what Swinetech previously stated isn't really an issue. When Swinetech mentioned that piglets' joints are being damaged from being pushed, Dr. Alan Byers said that the piglets' joints are pliable, and it's not something that affects the pigs later on in life. We also talked to some local businesses. Dawn from Tyson's had one product on the shelf to move piglets or to move any kind of livestock, and that was an electric buzzer. They had never even heard of the rattle paddle or a rattle cup. Harold at Orscheln's, we also spoke to, said that they had no similar products on their shelves as well. They offered cattle prods and canes, but in the end told us to go to Walmart and buy a baby rattle, and that would be virtually the same thing. The last person that we spoke to was Mary from Tractor Supply, and this company is the company that Cane Manufacturing is working with, supposedly. But when we called Tractor Supply, they actually had no cane manufacturing products on their shelves. They had products that were similar to canes, but the demand was very low, and it was indicated that she hadn't sold any of those products except for no more than one or two of them over the last year. Based off of the market research that I did, we determined that this product isn't necessary in the market. Farmers said that this is not something that they would use or buy, and the stores aren't selling them as it is. However, we did do some market research to find some business strategies.
So if Swinetech does decide to move forward with their rattle cup to raise capital for Ecotech, we do have a couple suggested business strategies that they could use to improve their chances of raising revenue. The first would be to focus on the cost side of the cost revenue model. We think that if they have the added feature of sound differentiation, they can limit their costs and sell the product at the same price or approximately the same price as cane manufacturing. Since it would be at the same price, Swinetech has a distinct competitive advantage over Swinetech's rattle company with the sound differentiation. We also think, as was mentioned, that they should sell the product to local co-ops and other stores in order to get it into the market, since other products seem to not be there currently. They can also make the rattle multi-purpose, used for different animals or completely different purposes on the farm still.
Another strategy we found was to generate capital in a completely different way. As we stated earlier, we do not believe that raising money this way is the best thing for Swinetech. We suggested maybe raising capital to further the technology of Echo and maybe take it before venture capitalists and raise capital that way. Another strategy we decided was design a more technologically based product to promote Swinetech. Farmers are more likely to buy products that are more expensive and technologically based if they're familiar with the brand name, and we figured that if they did that with Echo, they'd sell more products.